The scientific revolution was a time in history, around the 16th to 18th centuries, when people started to look at the world differently and ask new questions about how things worked. Instead of relying on old ideas or what religious leaders said, they began to observe, experiment, and use math to figure things out. This was the beginning of modern science. Before this time, most people believed in ideas passed down from ancient thinkers like Aristotle. For example, they thought the Earth was at the center of the universe, geocentric model, and everything else, like the sun and stars, revolved around it. They didn't really test these ideas, they just believed them because they were old and accepted by the church. Nicholas Copernicus, he was one of the first to say, hey, maybe the sun is at the center, not the Earth. This idea was called the heliocentric model, and it was very new and shocking at the time. Galileo made one of the first telescopes and used it to look at the stars and planets. He found things that didn't fit the old ideas, like moons orbiting Jupiter and craters on the moon. This showed that the universe was more complex than people thought. He got into trouble with the church for supporting Copernicus' ideas and had to live under house arrest. Johannes Kepler. Kepler figured out that planets don't move in perfect circles around the sun, like people had thought, but in ellipses, oval shapes. This helped explain how planets really move in space. Isaac Newton. Newton is super famous because he came up with the laws of motion and gravity. These explained why things fall to the ground and how planets stay in orbit. His discoveries helped connect everything scientists had learned into one big picture. Francis Bacon and René Descartes. These guys didn't make discoveries about planets, but they helped change how people think. Bacon said scientists should experiment and observe things to find out the truth. Descartes believed in using reason and doubting things until they could be proven. The scientific revolution changed how people understood the world. Instead of just believing old ideas, people began to use experiments, math, and observation to learn how things work. This led to new inventions, better medicine, and more advanced technology. It also inspired other movements, like the Enlightenment, where people used reason to try and improve society. In short, the scientific revolution was like a huge leap forward in how humans think and understand the world. And it's the reason we have modern science today.